Gaurav, a 30-year-old male, reports to the ER with severe acute onset back pain. He tells the doctors in the ER that he was playing with his 2-year-old child when suddenly he felt a severe spasm in his back, and since then he's unable to get up. Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Shumayi Datta, a spine specialist, and let's take a look at what's going on with Gaurav. Amid spine surgeons, there's a saying that there are only three kind of people in the world: those who've had back pain, those who are having back pain, and those who will have back pain. In fact, it is so common that 80% of people will have back pain at some point of time in their lives. Most of you may be watching this because you are having back pain, or you know someone who has, and you want to know what can you do to fix it, or what are you even doing wrong in your life. Back pain is the second most common cause of leave from work, and it represents 40% of sickness absenteeism, which means 40% of the reason why people don't turn up to work is because of back pain. So what is going on? Why is it so common? If you break it down into the very basic, to understand this, I'll give you an example, is that everyone abuses their back and very few people service it. So what does this even mean? What accounts for abusing the back, and what accounts for servicing it? So today I'll be going through a little bit about some of the abuses the back faces and how you can service it. So I'll give you an example, three common examples to make this, to illustrate my point. So think about it. Our air conditioning gets serviced every 6 months. We send our car for servicing also, every year maybe. We even service our teeth by brushing it. But what do we do for the back? So the first example I'd like to give you all is the corporate back. This is a 30 to someone in their mid 40s, is very good at his job, spends 16 to 18 hours at his workstation, working away, climbing the corporate ladder, doing very well, just does not have the time to work out, and then has severe back pain. This is, in fact, the most common cause for back pain, especially with the pandemic, especially with the lockdown. People are working from home, they don't have a proper workstation, they're slouching over the computers, sitting on the bed and working. And this is the most common cause for back pain. And the next example is quite a different one. This is what I call the housewife back. She's not sedentary. She's always on her feet, doing n number of activities from morning to night, whether it's cleaning the floors, whether it's sweeping the floors, whether it's the laundry, taking care of the kids, cooking, everything requires her to be on her feet. And she's doing it throughout the day, and then complains of back pain at the end of few months of doing this. And the third and final example is the weekend back. Here, a person who essentially has a sedentary lifestyle, doesn't do much activities, suddenly gets inspired after watching a Rocky movie, and on the weekend takes out the badminton rackets or the table tennis racket or the cricket bat, and now they want to explore their athletic side, and they're jumping and playing through the weekend, or playing with their kids, or playing football, something they're not used to. And coming on the Monday, they report themselves to the hospital. So these three examples are very different examples. The first one is someone who's sedentary, who doesn't do enough activity, and then has back pain. The second one, who's doing activities daily, but these are not the activities that help service the back. These are activities that are essentially forward bending, they're strenuous on the back. And the third one, who doesn't have the muscle tone required to do a certain amount of athleticism, suddenly gets up and exerts themselves in a high intensity activity. So these are all examples of what we call mechanical back pain. Now, mechanical back pain is the most common form of back pain, and it occurs generally in the 30s and 40s, and it's because of stress and strain that is exerted on the spine. So, coming to the most important question, what can you do to help service your back? Before we go into that, I want all of you all to take a moment. Look at yourselves. How are you sitting right now? Are you slouching? Are you using a back support? Are you sitting with your back straight? How are you sitting right now? Take a look at yourself. Remember this. Most people feel like, oh, I'm just sitting like that in front of you right now. Or at my workstation, I tend to slouch at times. But when I go home, I'll be, I'm aware of my posture. I'll sit straight. But that's not how it happens. Studies show that only 20 minutes of bad posture and the body starts remembering the bad posture, and then it starts feeling comfortable, while the bad posture itself is causing immense damage to the spine. And don't fool yourself. It's not just 6 to 8 hours at work or 12 hours at the workstation. Once you're home or once you're on the couch, you're sitting again in that bad posture. Again, you're lying down. Spine is completely crouched and slouched. Nowadays, we even see children carrying these heavy bags, leaning in front and, exerting a lot of strain on the back and dragging themselves to school. So the first and the most basic thing you can do is to sit right. So sitting right is sitting with your buttock deep in the seat, not on the edge of the seat, but deep in the seat. Your thighs should be parallel to the floor, your legs, your feet planted on the floor. The back should have ergonomic back support, and your elbows should be on an armrest. The hands preferably parallel to the floor. So this is very important. This gives your spine a very neutral position and a position in which the damage to the spine is the least. Secondly, the computer has to be at the eye level. The most common mistake is having the screen too low and hence bending down your head to the screen. For example, if I use my mobile phone, I can do it like that. And if I spend many hours like that, the strain on the back and the neck is severe. You have to have it at the eye level. The third thing you should do is take a break every half an hour. So just get up, stand at your workstation, and sit down again. It's enough. It's enough to reset the muscles in the back. So just a break every half an hour goes a long way. Yoga is very important for those of you all who are working a corporate job, who sit most of the time. You need to do these every hour. And these are very simple. You can just stretch your hands out and push to one side, to the other side, stand up, push your pelvis in front, move your shoulders at the back. You can do this anti-clockwise, you can do this clockwise. And secondly, you'll see all the seats come and end at the mid-back. So you can use that and just stretch back and stretch your spine. Remember, the problem is bending in front chronically. The solution is keeping the spine flexible and the ability to bend back. And the last and most important thing to do is exercise. So exercise has 3 pillars. The first pillar is cardiovascular exercise, and we'll be discussing this in more depth in our subsequent videos. So the first pillar is cardiovascular, which means you get up, go for a walk 45 minutes daily. It has to be a brisk walk so that you can feel your heart beating. That's one. You can go for a jog, swimming, anything, as long as it's a cardiovascular exercise. The second is strength training. After all, the back is mostly muscle, and you want your muscles to be strong. You want your muscles in the nape of the neck to also be strong. So you have to do exercises for them. So I have a video series which I've put up. And if you access the video series, I'll put the links below, or I'll add them as thumbnails here. You'll be able to see how to start the exercises for someone who's never done them and slowly work your way into being fit enough to start going to a gym and doing more heavy exercises. And the third is mobility exercises and stretching. All these 3 are very important. and that deserves a separate video, which we'll be doing separately. Now, the most common reason why people are unable to do these exercises and are unable to do the 30-minute break or the yoga is because they say they just don't have the time. Remember one thing, that if not now, when? What is going to change in your life 6 months down the line or 1 year down the line? Who is going to come and offer you time to take care of yourself? No one will. You have to do this on your own. You have to prioritize it. I'm here with you for the journey. I hope you appreciate it. We'll be putting up a lot more videos. If you like this kind of content, if it has helped you in any way, please do subscribe and like. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps the video reach many more people. Also, please do comment about what kind of questions you want answered. If you have any questions about the spine, about health in general, put it down below. I'll take a look at all of them, and I'll make videos based on whichever has the highest requirement. Thank you guys. I'll see you at the next video.